right? If we're doing well, I mean, we've grown, we're a $20 million shop. We've got close to 100 employees. We're, only a 13-year-old company. And we feel like we've done well. We've never spent a dime on marketing. And in the past 3 to 4 months, we've kind of toyed with the idea of implementing, a marketing department, obviously marketing campaigns. But the risk that you asked about is time, right? So you've got to look at adopting a marketing staff member, if not full-on department. There's cost to that. There's time to that. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't bear fruit, is it worth doing? So I would like to kind of maybe get a sneak peek as far as, is it really worth it? I've heard a lot of compelling stories, but when the rubber meets the road, you've got to convince 4 guys that we got to spend a bunch of money to make this happen. There's definitely an ROI.
Okay, so let's break it down, because what I've heard is, so is it worth it? Well, it depends. It depends on what your ambition is. You're obviously very successful. I mean, you don't need to do any, and all of you, by the way, you don't need to do anything. You realize that, right? You don't need to be here. You don't need more clients. You don't need to make money. There's no law in America that says you have to be wealthy and rich or have a $100 million your company or whatever your ambition is. So you don't need, first of all, you don't need to do anything, okay? Then the question is, what do we want? And if you're happy at 20 million, then you probably don't need to implement marketing. But I don't know everything about your business, right? I don't know if you have the right type of clients and the right type of profitability. Maybe, and I'll assume that you do. But I think the other thing to think about is I am very much wired as a what could be possible. So I'm never happy if I'm doing whatever I'm doing today. I don't care how many people tell me how great I'm doing. To me, I always see the gap. I'm never happy, right? Imagine being married to me, right? I am never happy. So or working for me, it's even worse. So because I always want to better my best. That's the whole better your best theme. It's not about, comparing yourself, although we can't help but compare ourselves to others. It really is comparing yourself against you. So you don't have to do anything. So when marketing is done correctly, what it can do is it can accelerate your success. And I'm going to talk about my definition of marketing. And maybe after I talk about my definition of marketing, you'll have a different viewpoint on it. And I agree, look, everyone in here, you should not hire a single employee that does not provide some type of ROI, even a tech. If you're going to add an admin, there should be some sort of ROI tied to, you don't hire people just to have people working for you. So I absolutely agree. In fact, my type of marketing, which is one of the things we're going to get into, what is my type of marketing? Because I think a lot of people don't know what it is. And when I get into that, then I think I will answer your question in the progress of this, but really, ultimately, you don't have to do anything. Always remember that. You choose to do things, and I think you're in the right mindset. I appreciate. See, a lot of people think, oh, I don't like skeptics. I love skeptics. I love skeptics because they tend to be analytical in nature. I don't know you. I would imagine you're an analytical person, maybe. You think analytically. You're probably very driven too, but I think analytical. And so you're always, well, I don't know. I hear it, but I don't buy it until I believe it. That I appreciate because that shows there's thought. I don't want followers. I want students. I want someone who can look at both sides and ask me tough questions. Is this worth it? Should I do this? And make a decision based on what they think is right. Because at the end of the day, you got to live with you. You got to live with your decisions. You got to live with whatever. And even if that decision is you walk out of here and you don't do a damn thing different, and you think this is a bunch of bullshit, that's your choice, that's your decision. And you know what? That's perfectly okay with me. I'm not married to you. I'm not waking you up in the morning. You're not, that's all of us, it's up to us. So I think that's a very healthy attitude to come to anything and saying, should I do this? Where is the ROI? And before you do it, it should be based on what do we think we can get. Now, can I answer that for you? I'd have to sit down, I'd have to look at your client base and how much revenue are we getting and can we get more and what's another different way of positioning the company. But I think that's a very good question.